Hello and welcome to Tasting with Mike and Matt. I'm Mike Veach and this is my partner in crime, Matt Kohorst.
Howdy.
And today we thought we'd do something a little different. We get a lot of questions on why we taste the way we do.
Yeah.
And I thought I would lead Matt on a tasting and explain why we do it. And, you know, Matt can ask some questions as if you didn't already know and
Yep.
answer these questions for everybody. So today we decided we're going to start with an Old Granddad 114, something that everybody should be able to get and try if they want to follow along with us.
Very good whiskey too.
Yes.
I'm a big fan.
So the first thing we're going to do is pour us a pour. Which brings us to our first subject, glassware.
Right. So this one is a
Glencairn whiskey tasting glass.
Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite because it's so sturdy. There are other glasses that do the same thing, but they, you know, like I've had some Rydell glasses with the stems on the bottom, and you look at them cross-eyed and the stems break. You know, these, you know, I've been using these for almost 20 years now, and I think I've only broken 3.
Yeah, I hear you, because I've dropped some and they don't shatter. You know, like, I mean, not to say that that always happens, but like I've testament to the strength of a Glencairn glass. Yeah. Yeah, steady, nice steady bottom base here. Yeah.
And the important thing is you want a glass that will funnel the aromas to your nose. You know, so if you don't have Glencairn glasses, you can use a brandy snifter or some other type of whiskey glass that they, you know, a lot of distilleries have them. And they all have the same thing in common. They have the funnel to the nose.
So when people taste wine and they use like a wine glass,
I've actually used wine glasses in a pinch too, and they work pretty good.
they work okay?
I prefer the white wine glasses because they have more of a funnel than the red wine, which are more.
Yeah. Yeah, because if it's a little, with the funnel shape like this and a little smaller, I guess it would concentrate it a little more maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But, so the first thing you want to do when you look at it, you want to look at the color. Color is going to give you a couple of things. It's going to tell you something about the age and the proof. The darker the whiskey generally means it's older. But it could also mean that it's a higher proof because they're adding less water when they cut the whiskey down. So it'll just give you a general idea. This here is a 114 proof, so it's a good dark amber color.
Nice color.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's probably 4 to 6 years old whiskey. Maybe even 7 or 8 year old whiskeys in this bottle. So then you want to smell it, get the aromas. And I like generally to bring it to my nose 3 times. That first time you're getting the alcohol mostly. The second time your nose is getting acclimated to the alcohol, and the third time you're starting to get the nose, the real aromas. And then you can also put it on either side because your nostrils will pick up different things. Each nostril will.
One can be a little more open than the other. Mine's a little clogged on the right side today.
You get the aromas. Which this has got a very nice aroma of some vanilla, citrus, little spice, little baking spices, and some oak.
Get that. I get a little caramel, a little corn, caramel corn.
Yeah. Corn.
Yeah, it smells very good. So there's also a couple things that you do. One is that you taught me these tricks. If you're not getting much out of it,
Yeah. warm the glass.
Warm the glass.
And the best way to do it in a Glencairn glass, I found, is to cradle it in your palm like this, put your other palm on top of it, and hold it against your body. And what that does is it's warming the whiskey. And of course, you know, as it warms up, it releases more gases, more evaporation, and you get more aromas out of it that way. It doesn't take a long time. This is something I actually learned from Jim Murray.
Okay.
So then you can take it and nose it.
Yeah, just a lot more comes out of it. This one was already pretty open. Like I got a lot out of it anyway. But
but you can
there
tell.
are some that are just like really light, and if you have trouble getting anything to come through,
or particularly in the winter.
Yeah,
if your bottle's been out in the car or something, you're coming in and you want to taste it, you know, you may want to warm it a little in your palm. So then you come to the important part, and that's the tasting. When you taste it, you want to let it roll over the whole part of the mouth. There are people that believe in doing the Kentucky Chew, as Booker and Fred Noe popularized back in the 90s. Personally, I don't get that much more out of it, and to me, I just look stupid doing it, so I just don't do the Kentucky Chew. But once you get it through your whole mouth, all sides of the tongue and such, you want to swallow it, because you want to swallow it to get the finish. It's not like wine. You don't want to spit it out. You want to swallow it and figure out what the finish is. So let's... That's good whiskey. I get lots of vanilla, that citrus, maybe a hint of cherry, a little bit of baking spices like probably cardamom and nutmeg more than cinnamon, but I might get just a little bit of cinnamon, particularly on the finish.
Yeah. Finish, I get oak. I always get tobacco with this one too, like a nice tobacco finish.
Oak, tobacco, maybe just like that, maybe just a little bit of cinnamon on the finish.
Yeah. Very good stuff.
So that's the general way you taste it. Now, what we like to do, and I get a lot of questions about this on the site, is we like to see how foods affect the flavor.
Right.
Because food will change the flavor of the whiskey, and the whiskey can change the flavor of the food as well. And this actually goes also with tobacco too. If you smoke a cigar or a pipe, you know, it'll change the way the smoke tastes based on how your...
Yeah, the smoke and then the whiskey. Yeah, it's very... Those go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand.
Yeah.
So first thing we're going to do is we're going to try it with a dried cranberry. We always use dried cranberries simply because we want to stick to the same thing over and over.
Right.
So everything's fair. And the dried cranberry is concentrated sugars. You know, when you dry a fruit, you're concentrating the sugars. So it's going to see how this whiskey is going to taste with something sweet. Like if you're making a Manhattan with a sweet vermouth, it's going to give you an idea of how it's going to play with that. So you chew the cranberry, get a lot of the cranberry juices in your mouth, and then take a sip. To me, that really brought out the spice.
Yeah, it made it spicy, finishes heavier. I
It
think.
made it more of a white pepper spice.
Yeah. Didn't change too much on the mouth. Still got kind of the same things. Maybe a little hint of cherry on that one, but yeah. So it did change it. So what would you say with that? So did you think it worked well with the...
I thought it worked well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my favorite, I don't think. I think it'd make a good Manhattan. put it that way. But maybe not so much an old fashioned, because it did bring out so much of the spice to me. It would, you know, change the old fashioned to a spicier drink. But you know, maybe if you like spicy,
If you like that, yeah. All right, cool.
So we always cleanse our palate between the foods. Just plain old water. You can use spring water or distilled water or whatever you want, but we just use plain old tap water.
Tap water, yeah.
Then we try it with a pecan. And the reason we picked the pecan is because it's a tree nut. And of course, it's going to have tannins, just like the trees. And we want to see how the whiskey is changed by increased tannins. And we find a lot of times that this really brings out the oak, and sometimes it brings out something like a chocolate note, or
Sure, yeah.
or a pepper note.
It seems to richen it up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's try. Once again, chew the pecan, get the pecan flavor in your mouth.
Do you do side to side chew? Do you like get started on one side and then chew on the other side, kind of thing, to coat the whole thing? Or?
Not necessarily, but I
Okay.
do let the saliva run.
Kind of did just what you said there. It kind of turned like that vanilla caramel into more of a chocolate caramel for me.
And interesting enough, it tamed the spice a little bit on the taste, but on the finish, it becomes a real nice black pepper.
Yeah. That was really good.
Yeah.
So what drink would you do if it worked well with the tannins?
Well, I don't know if it'd be so much of a drink when you're talking about tannins. I'm thinking more along the lines of foods. You know, this would probably go well with a steak.
Yeah.
Cooked on a grill, you know, with that nice smoky charcoal flavor.
Yeah. That's making me hungry.
So let's cleanse our palate. And then finally, we like to try it with chocolate. You can use milk chocolate. We use dark chocolate. Hershey Kisses is what we're using here. It's easily found by everybody, so
Yeah. So you can just pick these up anywhere.
these up and do it. There are better chocolates that pair better with the whiskeys. Go to Art Eatables downtown and do their chocolate tasting, and there's all kinds of different percentages of chocolate in the dark chocolate, and there's milk chocolate and white chocolate and everything. It's an interesting tasting, but this is just to see how it goes with. Once again, let the chocolate coat your mouth and take a sip.
That really brought out spice for me.
Brought out spice, and it really brought out the citrus.
Yeah. Citrus, spicy, vanilla. Finish, kind of that floral white pepper. Obviously some oak. Not as much tobacco in that one, but that was pleasant.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought that was really good with the chocolate.
And that shows that it would go well with a dessert.
Yeah.
You know, something chocolatey, sweet, chocolate mousse, or actually would probably go real well. It would be well, I don't know if we can really say the proper name of it, but a pecan pie with chocolate chips in it. That would go.
That would go really well. Yeah.
Really well with it.
Yeah, so I think we've got covered pretty much how we do it. Anything else you think we should add?
Well, there are other foods that you can add to this mixture if you wanted to. Aged Parmesan cheese goes really well with
That's
some
a big
bourbon.
one, right? Yeah, like cheeses.
Sorghum molasses. If you've ever had sorghum molasses with a bourbon, you're missing out. That's really good.
Is it? I don't even think I've tried that. So
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have,
we'll have to do that.
Try that.
Maybe we'll do a video with some sorghum molasses one.
Yeah.
Day. That'd be fun.
Fresh fruit, orange slice, or a slice of peach. You know, too bad the peach truck has been gone for a long time. A good fresh peach with a bourbon is really good.
Okay.
Other types of nuts, hazelnuts, even peanuts.
So pretty much you can. The world's your oyster. What you want to try with it.
Instead of cranberries, you might try dried cherries or dried apricots.
Yeah.
Or even dried apples.
Yeah.
So there are different things you can do, but we just try. We're doing the same things with each of our videos because we want to be consistent and be fair to every whiskey.
Right. Yeah.
Because there are certain whiskeys that taste really good with dried cherries versus dried cranberries.
Sure. Yeah.
But we want to be consistent.
Maintain the consistency. Yeah. So that's how we do it. That's why we do it.
Okay. So here you go. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you like this video, please hit subscribe and always remember to drink responsibly.